What is going on, legendary humans? Ryan Magic here, and I'm so excited to talk to you about something that is so close to my heart. Might seem like a bit of a new age, cool, like let's get some dates kind of thing, but this has legitimately changed my entire life, understanding this process when I was a young age. And back in a past life, I was a dating coach. When I was 19, I was a dating coach. I'm 28 now, and I did that for a little tiny stint. However, I'm just gonna pre-frame that this process, when I've taken my close friends out to teach them this, I have never had someone that's come out with me that hasn't unprovokingly at the end of our little catch-up session said, dude, I just wanna stop you for a second and say thank you so much, because today changed my life forever in a really heartfelt way, which hasn't happened for any other reasons with any of my friends other than teaching them this. It works. It really works, but it's important to understand the nuances behind what makes these 10 steps work. And so this is literally, how do you go out in a cold approach? Meaning that you don't know them in any way, shape, or form, but you want to go from not knowing them to getting them in a date. And it works. This legitimately works. I'm pumped about this if you can't tell. Let's do it. The most important thing, and this first one is a proactive, important, just fact. And a lot of people, when they go into dating, miss this obvious thing, which is that if you want to attract a really high quality partner, if you want to meet an amazing woman, you have to be an amazing man. Just simple as that. And so living your best life is so important for that. That doesn't mean you need to be someone other than who you are. It just means going after what your heart's pulling you to do. If you're in some job that you hate, that's boring you to shit every single time you go to work, that ain't gonna cut it. You gotta follow your dreams. You gotta go after what you want in the world as an absolute mandatory prerequisite to attracting a good quality partner. So that is important. And my biggest tip to get this going is just immerse yourself in personal development. If you're on this channel, I'm gonna give you double thumbs up because you're probably doing that already. The second one is that, so you can do this process you can head out to the city. Obviously it's COVID times at the moment, COVID depending. You can go out to your city, a local mall, anything like that, and just use this process and it'll work. I remember when I first started doing this and found out how this works, I would get 8 girls' numbers in 2 hours at a shopping center. And before this, I was really, really nervous of approaching women. So it works in that way, but the way that I suggest that you do it is integrate it into your lifestyle, meaning that just be on the lookout and only approach people when you feel pulled to approach. This is a strategy to getting dates, and to make it as normal and natural and authentic as possible, just go about your life, live your best life. If you're into yoga, go join a yoga studio and you'll probably find someone amazing. I went on a date with a girl from yoga the other day. So only approach when you feel pulled to approach, unless you're using this to desensitize yourself to social judgment and socializing and talking to girls in general. Then this can be great to go out, just rip off the Band-Aid, do a bunch of approaches, but then afterwards, just do it whenever you feel pulled to approach. Whenever you see someone, you're like, whew, that woman just blew me away. She's absolutely amazing. I feel pulled to approach. Then do it. That's really, really important. Now we're gonna get into the actual, how do you do this? Legitimately, step by step, how do you do this? The third step here is walk, don't think. And the thing that I wanna make very clear here is that it is super, super nerve-wracking for every human being, because our nervous systems have been wired to appease ourselves around other people. We want to fit in, we want to be liked because we're tribal beings, and our nervous system says, if you mess up with people, if you mess up with your tribe, you could get ousted and then you're gone and you're probably going to die in the wild. So you feel like you're going to die. You know this, if you've ever thought, oh, I really want to say something to that person, and you got to get over that fear of the approach, it ain't going anywhere. I still get it. You just have to walk, don't think. You just got to go. And that's a really, really important part. Now, I just thought it'd be funny to use the word maneuver here. It's not much of a maneuver, but it is a very important point. Execute. The key word here is stop. You have to be stopped with someone. If you're approaching them and they're on the move, You have to stop and ground. And my advice for this, what I used to do when I'd go out intentionally approaching, not integrating it into my lifestyle, is I'd always walk past, whenever I walked past someone, I'd actually walked past the woman, I'd turn back around, and then I'd just kind of like jog back up to her. And then my sole goal was to stop her. And the way that I would, because you want to get into a conversation, and if they're walking away, they're just going to keep walking. If you stop and you're in a conversation, then the person's got to initiate walking off to get out. It's just a really important thing that you're grounded having a conversation. So if you go up to someone that's already sitting, I mean, that's fine. So the way that I recommended and the way that I used to do it, so I'd turn back around, I'd chase after them essentially. And then I'd just be like, excuse me. And then like really loudly from behind, like looking around kind of thing, and they're just over there, excuse me, hey. And then I'd just like, I'd be walking, but I'd just slow down to a stop, and then I'd turn and face them, and I'd stop them. Stopping is really important so you can get in that conversation. And I would always have a look of like real curiosity on my face, because it presupposes that I was gonna ask for directions or something like that. So that makes it very, very simple. You just gotta execute the stop maneuver, or if they're already stopped, it's fine, right? But you have to be in a conversation with them when they're stopped. That's really important. The fifth thing, and this is really, really important as well, they're all very important, that every step, you gotta kick it off with an authentic compliment. And essentially what this does is it makes your intentions clear, and there's no funny business. It's not like, is this a friend's thing? Like, what's going on here? It's like, no, I'm into you. And so the way that I'll do this is authentically, like what stood out. You know, I had to run up and say hi right now because I just thought you were absolutely gorgeous, and I had to come say hi. I really like your style. Whatever really feels authentic for you, just making that clear and saying it with confidence, just putting that out there. And I guarantee you, because you got a 50-50 chance if this woman that you think's amazing is in a relationship or not. You're still gonna make their day. You know, unless you get some psycho, you're gonna make their day. And I'm saying that because James behind the camera was telling me about a story the other day. It's never happened to me where someone hasn't been actually really receptive and appreciative. So, and I've done a lot of approaches. So authentically compliment. Now, when you do this and you stop someone, they think you're asking for directions. They don't know what's going on. It's like fight or flight. Both people are like, whoa, this is random. I feel a little bit anxious right now. That's normal. So you have to call the elephant. Don't call her an elephant. Call the elephant in the room. And that is the fact that it's weird. You know, it's odd. Like I would say, look, I'm feeling that was random. This is random. But anyway, what are you up to right now? And then I get into normal conversation and then make the conversation authentic. Now, you'll notice authenticity is coming up a bit here. Authentic compliment, authentic conversation. And the reason you want to have authentic conversation, what that means is you want to ask some questions like, what do you do? Like, this is random, but I felt like coming out, what do you do? What are you up to? You just get into some conversation. And I think the word that's going to be the most helpful is curiosity. Be curious. And that moves to the next point, which is you want to be you haven't got permission to be on some full date or anything. You're just chatting to them very quickly, maybe for 3, 5, max 10 minutes. So assess whether there's a connection there. See, the problem that most guys, and I just could have had this as the whole topic of the video, this point I'm about to make. Most people go in and they're trying to get this person to be with them. It's like that's the goal. It's like, I want to get this person on a date. What if you don't even have a connection? See, this is where you knowing your own worth, looking for connection, looking for there actually being the right fit, gives you some more natural confidence. You shouldn't be in this conversation going, I really hope I get the number. I really hope they go on the date. You should be assessing, hey, is this something I want to do again? Is there chemistry here? You want to be thinking about that. An authentic conversation gives you the gist of what that person's like. You're like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I don't know. I'm in some job I don't like, and you're just like, this is not really vibing for me. Good. Expose that and just say, hey, anyway, it's really nice chatting to you, but I gotta run. And just walk off. It wasn't the right fit, and that's okay. But if you go in and you're attached and you need it, and that brings that neediness vibe, and that's repulsive first and foremost. And why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that's not the right fit? So I really like that. It's really important. And it's something that I didn't have for a lot of years. I was trying to get the result, right? It's not about that. It's about it's about finding the person that you're meant to be with. And that's what this is about. This is a very important point as well. Ask them on a date. We've kind of lost this romantic vibe from men to women in the traditional sense. If you're chatting with someone and you're getting along, this is what you have to say. Look, I've really enjoyed chatting with you and I'd love to take you on a date. Would you like to come with me? So you're just making very clear things here. You've stopped them. Authentic compliment. I thought you were absolutely gorgeous and I had to come say hi. Boom, okay? Then I want to take you on a date. Would you like to come out with me? Now, when you say that, every time I say this to someone that I actually want to take on a date, and I don't know whether they're the right fit long term, that's a whole other video, but when I say that, I always see a little bit of like, excitement. And you're not always going to get that because up until this point, they might have a boyfriend they haven't told you yet. They might not be interested in you, but they don't know how to say it. But generally, if a woman's going about her day and you're a guy that's going after his dreams, you're an awesome dude, you're genuine, you're polite, you've got a kind heart, and you go up, you compliment them, and then you ask them on a date, that's like something that they're pumped to tell their friends about. That's exciting for them. This is a really freaking awesome thing. Ask them on a date, but you gotta be clear. Not, would you wanna exchange details? I wanna take you on a date. Say it loud and clear. And then once you've done that, actually say, awesome. If they're like, yeah, I would love to, yeah, all right, that sounds cool. And you're like, great, well, I'd love to, let's go out for a smoothie or a coffee or something like that. Or let's go for a walk sometime over the next week. When are you free? And then whip your calendar out, book it in. Legit, just put it in there, straight there and then. And then you got it in, it's set, there's no afterthoughts. Oh, is this weird? They talk to their friends. It's actually weird. It's like, it's already done, right? And it's in, and that's sweet. Now, if you do these steps, you're gonna get girls on dates. And the biggest gap for you to making this happen is the fear of doing it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the fear is normal for you and for the person that you approach in the whole way through. They're gonna be nervous when you ask them on a date. They're gonna be nervous when you approach them. They're gonna be nervous right after you compliment them. That's normal. You're gonna be nervous the whole way through. You're gonna feel amazing after, and so is she, but it's just an awkward thing to meet someone. And so this is taking that into consideration. You still move. When you feel pulled to approach, you still do it anyway. And you give yourself some kindness in this whole approach, now knowing this, but you got to be able to feel the fear and then do it anyway, right? Knowing that I feel it. If I'm following this, like if I see someone today and I approach them, I'm going to be dead nervous the whole way through because that's normal. But still do it and just follow these steps and they will have this work. And lastly, go in for the kiss. I'm just joking on that one. You can go in for it's possible, but that was just a joke for my own entertainment. And I was wondering, what I was thinking is throughout this video, you're gonna be looking at that going, what the hell am I gonna do with this last step? Go in for the kiss. No, you don't have to go in for the kiss, that's sweet. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to comment tagging your wing buddy. Jump in those comments and tag one person. Or, you're watching this video, just jump it in the comments. Who would you go and approach with? And I suggest your homework task from this video is book in with a friend to go out and do the whole ripping the Band-Aid off little approach thing. Try it out, see how it goes. I promise you, this works. I've done this for years when I was 19 years old and I wasn't as confident as I am now. It works. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.